offer more value. Super simple, right? I think sometimes we get in our head and we're like, oh my goodness, no one's gonna pay these prices. You wanna think in those same terms when you are thinking about raising your prices for your coaching or your service packages. Just simply offer more value. People are happy to pay more when they get more. Hey, Courtney Sanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time life and business coach as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things, and I'm super passionate about helping you turn your success story into a 6- or even 7-figure personal brand. And so in today's video, I want to talk about how to raise your prices without scaring your clients away. I know that is a big one that a lot of people deal with. I often work with clients and help them get their coaching brands or their personal brands up and running. And they start getting some traction and they're like, all right, I think I'm ready to charge more, but the clients I'm already working with, they're used to paying this price. How do I raise my prices but still keep my clients? Is that even possible? And it's definitely possible, and I can say that from personal experience, especially as someone who now charges in the 5 figures to work with me personally one-on-one. But I definitely didn't start there, right? I remember when I had my first coaching program, it was like $500 for 4 weeks of coaching, which I would never do or never recommend now. But at that time, I was so nervous and just beginning, and I had no idea really how to communicate my value or all the things that we're going to talk about in today's video. So if you are looking to raise your prices, you're like, it's about that time, I'm good at what I do, but I don't want to leave my clients behind. Trust me, you don't have to. Many of the clients who work with me now literally have been working with me for years. Since the very beginning, they've been following me since I was doing hair care videos on this here YouTube channel. So if they're still rocking with me and they're paying my current prices, then I know your clients will too. And so with that, let's get into it. All right, the first thing you need to do if you want to raise your prices without scaring your clients away is simply offer more value. Super simple, right? I think sometimes we get in our head and we're like, oh my goodness, no one's gonna pay these prices. But we need to understand that pricing is relative. And I have quite a few videos that you can check out here on my channel all about getting your money mindset together. But really you have to think about it even from your own standpoint and how you spend money on either other coaches or just the things that you do in your day-to-day life. I know, for instance, maybe there are theme parks or resorts that you like to take your kids to. I know that's something I definitely like to do with my 4-year-old and my 19-month-old. And maybe if the park is new, they offer one price for their grand opening and you come out and check out the theme park. But over time, as you go every year, they're adding, this new splash pad over here. Or the next year, they're like, oh, we've got this wild animal show and, safari, that's amazing. Or maybe the next year they have, teen club for your teens. You can come in and, have your teens, party in this club and it's a totally safe environment. They keep adding things. I noticed this with theme parks, which is really awesome. But what do they tell you? They say, oh, well, we've made these new additions. We've got these new hotel rooms. We've renovated all of this stuff, all these new amenities for you. Guess what? The price is going up. And I don't know about you, but me, every year I pay whatever the new price is because not only do I enjoy the theme park, but I enjoy the new amenities that they're offering. And so you want to think in those same terms when you are thinking about raising your prices for your coaching or your service packages. Just simply offer more value. People are happy to pay more when they get more. So think about what are some ways that you can add value to your services? What are some ways that you can enhance the experience? Can you cut the time down that it takes the client to get to the result? Can you help them get an even bigger result than they were getting initially? Whatever it is that they're looking for, think about ways that you can help people do it either better or faster, and that's the quickest way truly to raise your prices. All right, the second thing you'll want to do if you want to raise your prices without scaring your clients away is you need to start collecting client case studies. Say that 3 times fast, right? No, seriously, you want to collect client case studies because what this does is it inspires confidence in your clients and it makes them feel like they're reducing the risk. So you have to understand that when it comes to pricing, there's always this kind of like risk-reward ratio that people are subconsciously, running in the back of their mind. So you might be a fantastic coach, a fantastic service provider, you're just really great at what you do. But if people perceive that working with you is a risk, maybe because you're brand new or no one else has worked with you before, or maybe you haven't worked with someone in their particular situation, automatically they're accounting for that and they're saying, wow, the risk is higher. I really like what this person is doing, but to me, it feels like more risk. And so when they feel like the risk is higher, they're automatically going to want the price to be lower to accommodate that risk. And so the beauty of collecting client case studies is, on a psychological level, it reduces the risk for your clients. In fact, I know for many of my clients, they go on my website, they see all of my testimonials, all of my video testimonials I have from my clients who are like, oh my goodness, I worked with Courtney, she was amazing, I got this amazing result. And immediately they feel, more at ease, like, okay, if I'm gonna make this investment, because it is a significant investment, I wanna make sure that I'm gonna get the result that I am seeking. And so when they see other people who have worked with you and who have gotten the result, had a great time, it lowers that risk. And even beyond just the risk of, am I gonna get the result, you cannot forget that there's always the risk of, is this person who they say they are? Are they a legitimate business person? I always say that, we're on social media and we're like, oh, I'm great, I think I'm fabulous, right? But people don't know you. You are essentially a stranger on the internet. And so part of that risk reward ratio that people are using to assess you is not just, can you get the result, but it's, will you stick around? Like, are you gonna stay in business? If I pay you this money, like, are we gonna make it all the way through our coaching engagement, or are you gonna take off somewhere? And so collecting those client case studies also really calms down the fear that you are, not going to be legit, right? And, unfortunately, that is a thing online with people saying that they can do things and then they take off. And so the more client case studies that you can collect, the lower the risk it at least feels like to your clients, and the more they're willing to pay you in order to accommodate for the lower risk. Okay, the third thing you need to do if you want to raise your prices without scaring your clients away, and this is something that I don't see a lot of people talk about, is you want to set what I call enrollment deadlines. Now, to me, this is the easiest way, because if clients know that the price is going to be raised before they even start working with you, then it's not a big surprise when you raise your prices. So here's what I mean. Oftentimes when clients come to us and they say, okay, I'm interested in working with you, and they want to know the price, we just tell them the price, and then that's it, And then when it's time to either re-up or renew their engagement and we're raising our prices, then we're really scared, because we're like, oh my goodness, they're used to paying this price. Maybe they're gonna run away, or maybe they're not gonna wanna work with me anymore. But the beauty of setting an enrollment deadline is, when you first talk to the client before they even work with you, let them know, hey, my prices will be raising to this rate at this time. However, if you enroll by this deadline, you can get in at this rate. And so when people come in at that rate, one, they're excited because they're like, whew, I made it in by the deadline, I'm getting a good deal. But they already know that if they want to continue with you, if they want to go to the next level, or if they want to renew their engagement, that the rate has been raised, because that was the whole point of them enrolling at the time that they did. They enrolled in to get that deal because they knew that the prices were rising. So you want to make sure that when you are communicating your prices, you're always communicating it in that form of fashion. Don't just say, oh, this is the price of what I offer and here it is. Let people know, like, look, I raise my rates annually, I raise my rates quarterly, or my rates are going up at this time. However, if you join now, you can get in at this time. That way people are happy, they feel like they got a good deal, but they already understand that if they want to work with you in the future, it's going to be at a higher rate. Okay, the fourth thing you need to do if you want to raise your rates without scaring your clients away is you need to increase your brand awareness. This is a big one, and something that I want to talk more about, because I feel like so many in the industry, especially when it comes to online marketing, focus almost exclusively on, how to come up with an irresistible offer and, how to get clients to buy from you. But it's almost like a lost art. No one's really talking about brand building anymore or marketing awareness. There's almost this false narrative that as long as you just slap a website together and come up with an offer and throw some Facebook ads behind it and just, blast it to a bunch of people, that you don't actually need a brand and that people are going to buy from you. But that's actually not the truth, right? That's not the case. Even if you are using paid advertising like Facebook ads, or I know they're called Meta ads now, or YouTube ads, or even TikTok ads, or whatever platform you want to use to promote your business, understand that nowadays when people see your ad, they're going to click off the ad and click on your website. They're going to click on your social media media, and they're gonna check you out and they want to see your entire brand. So regardless, brand awareness is really important. But in the context of being able to raise your rates, brand awareness is particularly important because the more you grow your brand and the more that people can see that other people like what you have to say and that other people see you as authority, again, that raises your value in their eyes and that makes them want to work with you and they feel okay paying higher prices for it. In fact, it's kind of a social proof thing. And one book that I highly recommend is called Influence by Robert Cialdini. I think that's how you say his last name. It's either pronounced Cialdini or Cialdini, but he talks about all of these markers of influence or different elements of influence that you want to make sure you're incorporating in your marketing and in your branding, and social proof is one of them. Meaning, if we see a lot of people are, really engaged with this person, or a lot of people, like this particular coach, then we're more likely to assign a higher value to that. In fact, it reminds me of my husband every time we go to dinner on a date night, or maybe we travel somewhere and we're, walking down a neighborhood we haven't been through before, and we're looking at all of the different restaurants. It drives me crazy, but if we go to a restaurant and let's say they have the menu outside, and I look at the menu and I'm like, babe, we should totally eat here. This looks so good. I tell you, if he looks in the window of that restaurant and he sees one or only two people eating, he's like, no, we can't eat there. We're not eating there, right? Social proof in action. But if we go to another restaurant, and even if I'm looking at the menu and I'm like, I'm not sure, this kind of looks good, but I don't know how good it's gonna be, but the line is around the block, believe that we are going to be standing in that line for an hour waiting for a table because he's convinced that this is the best restaurant in the world, right? So I know that seems like a silly example, but it's the same thing online. If people can see a line around the block on your Instagram or your social media or your YouTube, even just a handful of comments of people saying, wow, this was, such great content. This was an amazing podcast. This was, an amazing caption. This was a great video. I never would have thought about it this way. People singing your praises, that is going to raise your value and make it easier for you to raise your rate. So don't sleep on brand awareness. Do what you got to do to make sure that you are spreading your brand far and wide, because the more people see you and the more people comment on what you're doing, the higher you can charge. All right, the fifth thing you want to do if you want to raise your rates without scaring your clients is simply invest in yourself. I can say this from personal experience. Here's the thing, people like to see that you are growing. And this actually connects to what we talked about at the beginning, number one, about how you want to simply increase your value. Part of how you increase your value, especially as a coach or a service provider or a personal brand, a motivational speaker, like someone who is in the business essentially of selling their wisdom, one of your greatest values is your insight and your ability to coach people and to see what they can't see and to help them achieve a goal. And so when they see that you are investing in that, when you are working with other mentors who are helping you get to the next level, they automatically are like, oh, I wonder what they're learning, or I wonder, what strategies they're now developing as a result of their own investment. And so when people see you investing in yourself, one, they see that your value is increasing, but two, you're modeling good behavior, right? So it's kind of like that old adage in parenting, do as I say and not as I do, right? That's terrible advice. We don't want to do that as parents, and we also don't want to do that as coaches. We don't want to say, do as I say, but not as I do, right? Meaning I'm raising my prices, so invest in me at the higher level, but don't do as I do, meaning I'm not also investing at a higher level. So you don't want to be a hypocrite. You definitely want to practice what you preach and model the behavior that you want your clients to have for you. So make sure you're investing in yourself, because one, it sets a good example, but two, you're also able to really increase your value. And I know this from personal experience because I got so many clients when I invested in a nearly $60,000 mastermind last year. One, people were like, what kind of mastermind is that? What is she learning in that, right? Some people thought I was crazy, like, who would spend that much, to join a mastermind? I thought it was fantastic, and I have other videos about understanding return on investment. I've made so much more, like 10x my investment in being in that mastermind. So it wasn't a problem. I would definitely do it again. But when people saw that I made that investment and they were like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But then they saw the results in my business. I had a $500,000 month. Really, it was a $500,000 week. In 1 week, I was able to generate over $500,000 in my business. People then started to say, oh, what does she learn in that mastermind? What kind of value is she getting that she can now help me in my business? And it's crazy, but investing in myself actually helped me attract more clients who were willing to pay more money because they wanted access to all this new information that they know that I had received because they had saw me investing in myself. So investing in yourself is so, so important. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're really taking this to heart and you're like, you know what, I wanna raise my prices, but I want mentorship and guidance to help me do that, then I invite you to work with me. I am now opening spots on a limited basis to actual direct coaching with me. So I have a variety of programs, and when you book a call with my enrollment team, they'll assess what program would be best for you. But I'm really excited about my newest program, which is a mastermind that's going to help you get to the next level in your business. And so if that's something that you're interested in, and again, this is a direct coaching engagement with me where you'll get to work with me on a limited one-on-one basis, then I invite you to click the link below to book a call right now. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want even more where that came from, follow me on over to my Instagram. It's CourtneyLSanders, and pay attention to the name because there's all these spammers out right now creating all these fake accounts. I will never, one, misspell my own name, right? So the same way that you see it spelled on this video is the way that my Instagram handle is actually spelled. But two, I will never send you a DM asking you for a donation or to invest in Bitcoin. Like, it's never gonna happen. So if you get messaged by someone who is impersonating me, don't pay attention to them. This is my Instagram handle. It's CourtneyLSanders. So go ahead and check out that Instagram handle and follow me on over. You can join me and all the other followers as I share the behind the scenes of my life, as well as other great business information like this, as well as, you know, life and personal development information. And if you want even more where that came from, also make sure that you are subscribed to my podcast where I share behind the scenes as well as detailed information, not only on my business, but my money mindset, personal development, my faith walk, all of those different things. All right, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.